yourself in a lot of trouble. Welcome back to the channel. This is Car Coach Reports. I'm Lauren Fix, and this is the 2019 Audi TTRS. Not just a regular TT, this is the one you want to own. I really have to say, one of the biggest things that upsets me about this car is they're going to stop making it in 2020. And I just don't understand why. If you've ever driven one of these and you're a true Audi TT enthusiast, you own them, you don't want to sell them. Unfortunately, I've had to sell them over the years. We can talk about that as well. And the fact that this is powered by an inline 5-cylinder engine, this thing is really impressive. It offers a lot of money, and when you talk about its competitors, it absolutely competes. Let's go for a ride and stay along for that Car Coach Reports rating. Overall, the TTRS is really a speed demon. There's no question about it. It is missing on a few points. First off, you can't rev the engine above 3,000 RPM. You can put your foot to the floor and it won't go above 3 grand, which I kind of find frustrating as a car person. I want to hear the engine rev, especially if someone wants to hear the exhaust note. That's kind of an important factor. But overall, the ratings are pretty good. So let's take a look at the Car Coach Reports ratings. Performance, I gave it a 9. It has really good pickup and handling performance-wise. Overall, it earned a 9. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble. That's not even in sport mode. That's in the regular drive mode, the comfort mode, the normal mode. Let's switch it over to sport mode. Now the noise changes a little bit. I think some of the sound is manufactured sound, so let's not try to kid ourselves this is true exhaust note because it's not a V8 engine. For handling, I gave it a 9 as well. These low aspect ratio tires are really sticky and the suspension is great. Hey, it's a Quattro. I expected it to have really high results and it earned it. The brakes are really great on this car. I mean, they're just bam, spot on. Squeeze them and they're there. Audi's really been great about brakes. That changed many years ago. I had a 2000 Audi S4. The brakes were not there. I had a TTRS in 09. I had a V10 S6. And every single vehicle previous to probably the last 8 years, the cars were fabulous, but they had small brakes. Now they've resolved that problem as part of their new technical upgrades, and they've put some really big brakes on this car. Now they've also put low aspect ratio tires, which means the sidewall is really small. It's a 30, 255, 30, 20s on these optional ones. I have to say, first off, they look killer. But secondly, that means you get better handling. But it also means every little pothole in lovely New York State, if you just touch it, you get a bubble on the side of the tire, which means it no longer has its speed rating, which means you can't put it on the track, which means you got to buy a new tire because it obviously has lost some of its integrity. So these tires are not cheap. They're about $300 a piece. I know that because I have an Audi RS5 and I hit a pothole and I had to buy a new tire. For safety, it earned an 8. It was missing a few things that you'd probably want. Not that you want lane change departure, but what you really want is an around view camera. It has a rear view camera, but when you're pulling up close to something, the last thing you want to be doing is hitting something that's parked in front of this vehicle. That would be a nice little touch, as well as a few other things. But overall, safety, pretty good. For visibility, I gave it an 8. Using the side mirrors, the backup camera, even this sloping coupe glass, there's pretty good visibility. It earned an 8. For seating, it earned a 9. Both sides have lumbar support, but forget the back seat. No one should sit back there, maybe a dog. This is the second row of the Audi TT. It's really tight. This is a 2-seater, let's not kid ourselves. You can put a dog back here, golf clubs, luggage, food. This is not designed for people, and I don't even think I'd want to put a car seat back here. And every Audi TT I've owned in the past, there really isn't a second row, but you can put the seats down and put a ton of junk in the trunk. For seating comfort is really good. It's got side bolsters that are adjustable. It's got lumbar that's 4-way adjustable. The seats are great because you stick to them because they're like a really nice leather. And the steering wheel is Alcantara, which is almost like a suede for those of you who don't know. That Alcantara is also being used on the shift handle. Although I wish it had a manual, it doesn't have a manual. It also doesn't have memory seats. It doesn't have air-cooled seats. Are these deal breakers? Not for me, but it might be for you, so it's good to at least know that they're not here and they're not available. For tech, I gave it a 9. There is nothing that beats the virtual cockpit on the market today. It is the top rated, as far as I'm concerned, navigation system, and it's very driver-centric, so you get some excellent ratings for tech. In front of you is the most driver-centric cockpit you could probably ask for. It's got everything you need right here. Virtual cockpit, everything in front of me, easy to see. I can change the size of the gauges from large to small. I can put whatever I want in front of me. For features, I gave it an 8. It's missing a few things I think you should have, like memory seats, air-cooled seats, maybe a power tailgate. Just a few things, but overall, really well done. Love the Alcantara and the carbon fiber. And where is climate control? It's actually built into the vents. So as you press the vent, you can adjust it really easy. You set it once, set it to automatic, don't even worry about it. It's 2 USB connections, but there is no cigarette lighter for a radar detector. The only one in the whole vehicle is in the glove box further back here, which means you gotta run that cord all the way up and down. Not a fan of that. Under the hood is a 2.5 liter 5-cylinder inline engine that puts out 394 horsepower. It's quite a bit. It's a really well-balanced motor because of the way the firing order is. And not getting too deep into the weeds, because you can find all that information on Audi's website. This TFSI engine really has great torque and good pickup. Inside the trunk of the Audi TTRS, you can see there's quite a bit of space. If you put the rear seats down, we were able to put 3 sets of golf clubs in and 2 pieces of luggage, and we drove this vehicle down to Myrtle Beach. That was in my 2009 TTS. This is the same vehicle. It just has a different engine and a lot of cool suspension and carbon. But if you're thinking about a TTS, certainly something to consider. Same vehicle. Keep in mind, there's no run flat, and there's a tire inflation product. You get a flat tire on a 30 aspect ratio 20-inch tire. Good luck finding one of those on your trip down to Florida. Keep that in mind. You probably want to find a solution or have a tire at home just in case. For quality, you got to give it a 10. It's German built all the way through and through. There is no question when you're using Alcantara and real quality leather and real carbon fiber, quality's a 10 all day long. Really well designed, very impressive. Absolutely a vehicle. You can put it on the track. You can drive it every day. I don't know about a winter car. It is Quattro. Sure, you could put snow tires on it, but you certainly don't want 30 aspect tires to drive through the winter. You're probably going to have a ditch magnet is my guess. For value, I gave it an 8. When you're looking at cars in this segment, the value of a Porsche versus maybe a Miata, which really doesn't compete in this area, but all these little 2-seater cars that have supposed back seats, an 8 is a really good sweet spot for this car, giving it a total of 88. Now we've driven all the competitors and you can check them out over here. All social media is down below. You gotta drive this car. Please drive an Audi TT before they go away. And if you get a chance to drive an RS, oh yeah, this thing has not stopped moving since the day I got it, and I get to keep it for a week. I'm gonna keep driving it. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.